Moving on from question number 5 of the first passage of section 3 from LSAT PrepTest 141, the second reading comprehension section over at lawhub.lsac.org, we come to question 6, and we are being asked about a specific term in this case, so we're probably going to need to reread, even though we still have our upfront main idea sentences from our initial read highlighted in orange for reference as needed. So we read the question. It states, given the manner in which the term pathogen is used in the passage, and assuming that the prion theory of infection is correct, which one of the following statements must be false? So what we're being asked for is which must be false, and we have to basically allow the manner in which the term pathogen is used, and that the prion theory of infection is correct. And at this point, we actually did highlight just the terms pathogen and prion in yellow at the very outset of our upfront read, saying we don't need to get bogged down in the background details. And we want to be focused more on the author's position, the author's argument, as it were, within the passage. But we know that a pathogen is going to be something that only occurs if it's able to reproduce itself in the host organism. And since I've theoretically done all of our main idea questions up front, I can highlight what's relevant here. So we know that a pathogen is going to basically cause the infection, and it only happens if it's able to reproduce itself in the host organism. So it's got to be able to kind of duplicate once it's in the body. And prion is this new type of protein pathogen that doesn't have to do it with whatever the mechanisms are of viruses, bacteria, fungi, or parasites. So it's this idea that the prion is basically kind of an internal body thing as opposed to an invader. I know that's not necessarily the technical science terms, but hopefully it creates the distinction. So we're looking for which of the following statements must be false. So we've got to find something that goes directly against all of the theory regarding a prion as a pathogen for infection. So nothing that lacks nucleic acid is a pathogen. Oh my lovely double language LSAT phrasing. So on the exam, just hold A, because I'm like, oh my, I'm going to have to break that down. Or the other 4 answer choices might be wrong. So choice B, prions are a relatively newly discovered type of pathogen. Well, they are. I mean, it's a new thing. So choice B is not something that must be false. It's kind of true. So there goes B. All pathogens can cause infection. So this, again, is going to be considered as it has to be false. So all pathogens can cause infection is literally the flip of the prion issue. So we're going to hold C as well before we consider A and C potentially together. Pathogens contribute in some manner to the occurrence of CJD. Well, again, that is absolutely true. And there are other pathogens besides viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites. Again, absolutely true. That is going to be our prion. So nothing that lacks nucleic acid is a pathogen. So basically, if this were false, if this had to be false, it would have to say that something that lacks nucleic acid is a pathogen, and that something would be the prion, and it is a pathogen, so A is the right answer. Now, all pathogens can cause infection. It might seem extreme, but it doesn't actually have to be false, because all pathogens could theoretically cause an infection. So we'll eliminate choice C, and you could see, you have to be careful with the double negative phrasing, but hopefully by breaking it down, you're able to understand how the correct answer is A for number 6 from the first passage of LSAT PrepTest 141's third section.